when I made my last Temu lights video, actually there was two products which I didn't include because I thought I'm just going to cover it in a separate video. And these are these sunset lights, which, to be honest, I mean, I just randomly found this when I was browsing in Temu. I didn't hear them previously, but based on the images, I was like intrigued. I was interested in how they look. And actually, I'm quite liking them. So I think that was a complete surprise. They are some very simple lights, but the sort of the light effect is genuine, and especially in these cold winter weathers, the like these this nice orange and warm lights actually make me feel much better in the room. So it's really pleasing, and as I said, it's a very simple light, but the way it creates this halo effect, or like the edge around the ring, it just makes it really special. It's not like a simple spotlight that you would just point it on a wall. So that's why I thought that I'm definitely going to cover it, because I'm quite happy, and maybe you should consider purchasing these as well. So specifically, I'm looking at two products, and I picked these two products because one was a little bit cheaper and the other one was a little bit more expensive. So the cheaper one was this specific model, and both of them look almost exactly the same in like physical construction. So they have this lamp head, and then this smaller or the cheaper one has a like a basic stand, so it doesn't rotate, doesn't do anything else. So it is a little bit difficult to point it in a certain direction. So I don't really like the the base of the design. And it has a single color, like orangey, very warm light LED, and you just turn it on and off, and it has a USB connection. And this picture is actually really good because it creates this halo around the edges, as I said. So it's it doesn't get more orangey, but there is like the way the light changes around the edge, like you are looking through like a thick glass porthole which distorts the light on the edges. So it is really interesting, and as I said, it's a very nice orange light. Probably this picture is a little bit exaggeration, because I think it uses a 3-watt LED. I mean, of course, if you have a dim room, then it might look like this projected to like such a big surface, but I think it's like you might want to use it somewhere closer to the wall, so it gives a smaller round thing, and it just becomes more brighter. But yeah, it's a nice effect. So it's a nice orangey, very warm light, which I quite like. And then there was this more expensive one. And as you can see, it is on a stand, so you can just tilt the head around. But then it has also a remote control, because you can change the light. And it is very interesting because when you change the light, it does not project a chromatic, like a uniform colored light, but the edges start to glow in a slightly different color. And I have no idea how they do it. Probably some optical reflection, or the glass, or maybe that paper you will see in the review when I take one apart. So yeah, it does its trick, but otherwise in terms of the LEDs, it's very simple. So I like to set this one to an orange color, so still like a nice warm orange color, but then the edges bleed a little bit of green light. So it is really nice. I quite like it. The only thing I don't like about this product, you can see you can pick different colors, so you can make it to really different colors. So maybe in the summer I would turn it to more bluish, colder colors, more green and blues, and in the winter I would use oranges and reds more often. As I said, the only thing I don't like about this product is that when you turn it off and you turn it on, it doesn't remember your last setting, so it comes back to a default setting. And at the moment I have this connected to a regular smart plug with a USB adapter. So, and then the smart plug is on timer. So every time it comes on, when the sun goes down, it comes on to the the default setting, which is not my preferred color. So sometimes I leave it on the default settings. Sometimes I just use the remote, because it comes with an infrared remote to change to the orangey color that I prefer. So yeah, but still it's it's again nice. It's different from the cheaper model because the colors are more different. I do like the fact that the edges glow with a different color, and maybe in some of the settings also there is a bit of a gradient from the the main color on the inside. I mean, that's also a very good image. So like, it's like reddish in the middle and then it just fades into orangey on the end. But when you pick different colors, that transition becomes different. So maybe this is the internal optics which does that. So very nice, and it's definitely, to be honest, not expensive to try it out and see if you like it, and just move it around in the room and then project it on different surfaces. So I have this bigger one projected on the wall where I have black and white photos of New York. So I think it makes a really good contrast, like projecting these nice warm colors onto a set of black and white photos on a white surface. So I think that's probably the perfect location for that. And the smaller one, I have this in the office where again it's projected onto a wall with a couple of pictures. But again, I just like that really orangey warmth which coming off the wall when I'm here doing something on a computer in the evening. Okay, so the product comes in this very undescriptive box. It has, I guess, some stickers that are needed, and it has an energy rating of B, which I always find it fascinating how some of the LED products has like a B rating and others like F and G. I don't know, maybe there is something with the color ones. I'm not really sure. So yeah, there is not much to be said about this. It has the lamp itself is packaged like that, and this part it just unscrews. Yeah, there is a screw there, so you can remove it if you want and mount it somewhere else. So this is all plastic, that's all plastic, and we have some cable with it, which a fairly decent set of cables, and that should be it. And I actually wonder, let me just plug this in. I've seen this kind of switch in the past. So you plug it in. Oh, okay, now it's on. Yeah, it's just a regular switch, nothing else. But that also means that if you want to plug it into like a smart socket, then you can just unplug it and then you can plug it back. Oh no, and it comes on. Okay, I thought maybe, this is like, it doesn't feel like a soft switch, and it's not. But again, you can just turn it on and then maybe plug it into a normal smart plug or something like that, so you can automate it. And by the time I'm just, I just restarted my USB thingy, so it consumes 1.6 amps, 1.6 watts on a 5-volt socket. So yeah, it's sort of the specs that you expected, and yeah. Oh, and I've also taken this apart because I wanted to see how it works. So as you can see, the cable comes in through here and it's soldered onto a PCB. And let me just remove, there is this film, sort of like this tinted film. And then on the PCB there is really nothing. It's just an LED and a 2R2 resistor. So this is just a series resistor for the 5-volt input. There is no voltage regulation, there is nothing else. I would have thought that, that's just a series resistor. And then this film goes onto the top like that. And it was just like loosely placed in there. So I'm not really sure if it should go against those tabs. I think it will go. But it's sort of like just like that. I'm not sure, maybe this creates that effect. And the lens is a very simple plastic lens. It's a half dome lens. And then it just pops on like that. And then the top just clips on. And that's pretty much it. I think there are a few tabs here. So you have to put it, actually maybe you can just, No. yeah, you can twist and screw. And then you have the retaining screw. Again, so if you want to mount it on something that you make, then that's a simple screw mount. I can't really tell whether this is an M8 or maybe this is a, actually maybe this is the type of thread which goes onto tripods. Actually, let me test this out. I have a tripod here. Yeah, that's a tripod screw mount. Okay, so that's the same thread as the tripod screw. Okay, let me reassemble this. So it doesn't allow any tilting. So this mount, this base is very, very simple, but yeah, that was a cheaper model. So that's what you get. Let's see everything that we have in the box. By the way, on the box, at least we get some branded box with some different models and energy rating. And it says 1 watt. We'll see about that. So fairly different mounting because I don't think that this is normal screw mount, but at least this is adjustable. So you can put this one here. By the way, this feels metal. This is plastic. And it also goes in like that. So it stands like this, but at least you can just move this top part around. Oh, actually no, you can tilt it from front to back. That's the only movement it allows, but it's still more than the smaller model. But to be honest, the top part looks almost exactly the same. And maybe if I do the same, yeah, it's the same thing. So if I can screw this, I can, oh, obviously this is more complicated because it has all the different LEDs and the, you can see the infrared receiver just below the LED. But the construction is very similar. So it has a lot of additional features which I think I'm not going to use because once you set it to a specific brightness and colors, you're probably going to leave it like that. But anyway, it has all these additional features. Let me just plug this in, and she's on. And it draws 2.4 watts. 2.5. So much about the 1 watt thing. And you get a remote with 2 AAA batteries. And this is obviously an infrared remote. We have seen the infrared receivers. I'm not seeing a huge amount of change, but I'm looking at my power supply or the USB thingy, and it definitely goes down. So now we are down to 1.2 watts. So it definitely works. And yeah, let me just increase the brightness all the way up. So we are at 2.5 watts. Okay, so the infrared still works, even if I have a surface there which is reflecting the waves back. So let's see how the color looks like. Okay, so you can change the colors, and yeah, and you can do fade and strobe and flash, which I'm probably not going to use. But actually I'm using this fade mode now, and it's very slow. It's nice actually. You can't control the speed, but to be honest, this looks good enough for me. But I think I'm probably going to use this orange mode and just leave it like that. So that's like a sunset mode. And of course, once you select the a color from any of these, then the effect stops. Okay, maybe I'm going to use this orange thingy. Okay, that's it. That's all about the unboxing and remote and everything, and that's all that you get in the documentation. So this was my review of these 2 very interesting but rather inexpensive sunset lights. If I manage to raise your curiosity, then you will find links in the video description. So you will find links to each of these products. And if you are new to Temu, then you will find like a joining link as well, which is going to give you a credit in the beginning that you can spend on these lights or something else. With this, we come to the end of the video. Thanks for watching, and hopefully see you in the next one.